Hello, it's Denise here, Junk Journal Junkie UK. Excuse me, frog in my throat straight away. So I've come on today to do some Flower Fairy ephemera. You can probably see by what's on my table that I've been printing off some of the lovely background papers from the Flower Fairy CD-ROM that I recently got. If you've been with me in previous videos, you'll have seen all about that. Got it at the charity shop. So what I want to do is make a couple of master boards because I'm wanting backgrounds for tags and pockets and things like that. And although I've used some of the master boards that I've already got made, I thought it would be nice to have some of these lovely backgrounds on them. So hello to everybody new who's just finding my channel for the first time, and hello to all the old faithfuls who have been with me and keep returning. It's lovely to have you all. So I brought along with me, out of my scrap box, so you can see they're neatly kept together, some of them still. So some small bits of text that I've got that I'd like to use bits up, some music paper that I'd like to use bits up, and my small scraps that I've kept in this bag. And I'm just going to grab the top few out because there's a lot there. Maybe a couple more, that'll do, and move that out the way. So I'm going to try and work fairly tidy. So these are clipped so these can stay. And I've got a couple of pages out of an old gardening book that are, I'm going to do them half that size as well. Fairly boring as regards journals, etc., but not too shiny a page, so good for sticking on. Fairly strong and a nice decent paper. Okay, so a nice size. So I've got a few. I'll probably only do two. I'm thinking two will be enough, maybe three. We'll see how quick it comes together. So I'm not going to rip all these background pages up, only a couple of them. It's a couple of pieces of embellishment pieces there as well. I don't know that I'm going to get to embellish the pieces really until I cut them up. So I want a sort of a yellowishy greeny kind of one, and I don't want to make it entirely Flower Fairy, so I think if I think I might just chop these in half, or even a third off. No, half. Wasn't long before I brought him to the party, was it? Sorry guys. Yeah, I chop them in half, and then the other halves can be used for things rather than scraps. So maybe a third. I'm just trying to keep less things on my desk as I work. Maybe I should have cut those white bits off, but as we're collaging, it probably won't make any difference. So I've just printed these on just ordinary thin copy paper, which I think is either 70 or 80 GSM. And I have got my Pritt stick, I've got a wet wipe, and I've got a dry wet wipe. Am I organised, do we think? Got my microphone on. Okay, so let's start. So I always like to, I could do something underneath me actually. Let's open one of these out and use it as an overspilled gluing. Yep, and then I have got a couple of glue pages to the side of me, which you probably can't see. Yeah, so I usually like to do the corners. I wonder if I should cut that off there. Got everything but my scissors now. There they are. I like to do the corners first. I really can't say who, but one of the well-known YouTubers did it once or twice, and has started with corners. And when I was new, I was following them, and although I've tried it otherwise, I do quite like, I keep going back to it. I like the corner bit first, so I'll probably get a bit of text down if I've got any cornery pieces. So this is a nice thick old book. You've seen it lots of times, I think, recently in what I do. It's I'm pretty sure it's Little Women. If not, it is the other one, but I think it's Little Women. And I'm not oops, yes, I'm using lots of glue already. I'm not inking the pieces. I don't want it too grungy. Don't mind it inked, but I don't want it too grungy for the Flower Fairy ephemera. Glooped up that page already. So let's go with a piece of Flower Fairy and get a piece of it down. So I don't know if you can see that. She's blue or green, but I think could be rose. Don't know. It's not a very big piece, is it? But go in that corner with it now. I said I wasn't inking, but I don't like when I tear this paper. It's quite white, isn't it? Let's see if I can ink it with something really light. So this is Scattered Straw. Just ink it on a clean glue page. Well, I won't put that in front of you because it might have some bad words on it. Okay, so that's brought, yeah, it's not white, but it's not dark inked either. I'll go with that. Obviously, if I can tear it the right way so the white is behind it, that won't be a problem. My new glue stick is quite keen, but if I can't, then I will just use that Scattered Straw to just bring it down a little bit. I haven't made a masterboard for so long, and it's such a lovely thing to just sit and get lost in doing. Let's have a little bit more colour, and then we'll put some. Oh, that's nice. This is very thick paper. This is Home Book and Treasure. I'm just trying to get a straightish edge for the corner. Yeah, but then I'm gonna, let's go right down. Tear the straight edge. That's tear or nibble, one of those two. Otherwise it won't. Oh, I am nibbling, so I think it's because it's strong paper. It doesn't, you can probably hear it. It does not want to rip. Good paper for books. I think that's a Kodak paper if I remember rightly. For journals. Quite like the edge now. Might want something under that so I can see that edge. It's not very often I like an edge like that. So I'm so used to going for the really yellow music paper, but obviously for the Flower Fairies it doesn't have to be that grungy, so I'm wondering if I just pop that in there. See quite a bit of that. Obviously I'll lose a piece here, but yeah, so let's go with this one first. Is that gluey? Yes. Try not to glue the edge that's not going down this time. See if I can be organised and clean. Asking a bit much maybe. So guys, we're all well here. I hope you're well and enjoying yourself. Getting some crafting in. Remember to let me know in the comments if you want to chat with me, what you're up to. I'm always interested. I've got so many things going on now, I don't know where to start. But because I don't know which order what I'm doing is going up in, I am really trying now to get some videos done ahead. I keep getting a few ahead and then having to use them, so because I don't know now which order these videos are going up in, I'm not going to say too much about what you're going to see tomorrow or what's coming next until I get myself into some kind of order. Okay, like that. What haven't I got on there? I've got everything, I think. So I like this. I can't remember whose it is for the life of me. I'm very sorry. Perhaps if somebody knows they can comment, put it in the comments. I've used it lots of times, but I can't remember if it's a freebie or something that came in a kit, or ooh, it's on tough paper too. Quite like that big butterfly. Okay, so the whole idea of collaging really is that you don't think about it too much, so I'm going to try and do that now. Think less and just put pretty bits of paper down, so that I can definitely get, whoops, 2 done in a reasonable amount of time, and then you will see me use them. So it's my idea to use them pretty soon, because like I say, this is for some Flower Fairy ephemera, and it's going to be part of the next thing that I do imminently, so I won't say any more than that. That's cryptic, isn't it? So I will be making another video when I do what I do. I wonder if I can using it, so you should be able to see them soon, instead of what I often do with masterboards is make loads and then you don't see them for months on end, or I don't. Yes, I'm definitely just pulling little bits today. It's going to be one of those days. It's I have to say it's quite quick not inking as well, not inking all the little edges. Not that I mind doing it, I do enjoy inking the edges when I'm making a masterboard. It's just it slows the job down a little. That's quite a big expanse of music there, but I could always put something on it, couldn't I? Maybe one of these. Ooh, he's quite nice, isn't he? Don't know if I like him quite so white in the middle. Dare I just bring him down a little bit with a bit of ink. So I've just got the scattered straw again. I'll just leave him on there for now in case something changes. Right, I said I was doing the 4 corners, didn't I? And I haven't. Oh, yeah, let's have a piece of this Shakespeare paper, which I love. Thank goodness it was a big book, because I use it so much. That's it, and we'll put it on sideways so it's not everything in a row like the other one. I'm not even going to cut the edge off this like I often do, because I like the yellowness of the edge of the aged bit, the edge of the page. So it's another lovely day here in Lincolnshire in the UK. Really bright sunshine, but it does keep going behind clouds, so it goes quite dark as well when it does, but it's really warm. It's not threatening rain or anything like that, just cloudy. There's my bus. You have to have at least 2 buses per video. That's one out the way. Okay, so let's go with some strong colour here, shall we? What have I got in my what do I want? These greens are quite strong. I think that's a Janie B. I wonder if I should put it all the way across there. I like the fact that it says flowers there, but whether it will stay on show, I'm not sure. Right, these tilly willy bits, put them in the bin. I was just thinking about the ink then. Yeah, so these, if they end up with big pieces of text showing, that's where I'll embellish them when I make the pieces. Rather than try and do it now and just make them too full on, so that adding anything else would be a bit over the top. Me over the top. Yeah, I'm liking that green flower there actually, but what are we going to have across there? Shall we go for some of this? Where's the buttercup one? I'm starting, the more I see buttercups, I'm starting to really like them as an embellishment flower. So I've got some, the piece that's not white. It's a strange old shape I've got. I got some in the kit from Denise at Collage Type, some paper with a lovely I don't want it level with that, that's better. Sorry, with the lovely butterflies all over it in a sort of a, I'm sure I've shown it with you, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, sort of a greeny background, or it's green and sort of brown background actually. It doesn't sound beautiful, but it is absolutely beautiful. I've fallen in love with it as a paper. Yeah, that's gone into that music and cut that down a bit now as well, hasn't it? I'm going to put that on. Yeah, so buttercups, I'm thinking just something about them at the minute appeal to me. I really like that flower as well. So that's from the CD-ROM. Oh, excuse me, I'm always hiccup when I turn the camera on these days for some reason. I maybe don't breathe enough, talk too much and don't breathe enough. Right, right, this is a piece of scrap and I really like it. Where shall we have it? I don't want to cut it down too much because it's got, I'm a bit sticky. What to do with that wet cloth? Because it's got like a, I don't know if it's a stamp or, it look like there might be tickets or something as part of the digital. Oops. I'll see if I can tear around it but keep most of it. Especially where it says 1909. I like the vintagey stuff. So I've loved hearing from you all. You've answered a question on one of my videos for my giveaway about what themes you like. Yeah, it's been really interesting. And I was right, there are one or two themes that I'd either not thought about or forgotten about that people mentioned. But there was an awful lot of people who can't pick, and I'm not surprised. There's so many lovely themes in this junk journal craft. Why tie yourself to one? Right, I'm going to put that higher up, but I've got a little tiny, they're too low. Sorry, I hope you've been able to see that. Probably was right in the corner of the screen because that's what I do. Got a tiny, tiny piece there of the background. Oh, it's a butterfly underneath it, looks. I don't want a butterfly under it. Let's just put a piece of paper. I keep starting words or sentences and not finishing them, I've noticed. How annoying for you. I bet you're shouting the word for me, aren't you? Take the bit of the blue off because it's too big a piece. Yep, it will do just to fill it in. I'm not supposed to be thinking about it, am I? It seems that I am. Nearly hidden that butterfly completely, but yeah. So like I've said loads of times before with the master boards, you just don't see it when you first make them. It's only later on, and I'm going to ink the edge of that, having said I won't. It's only later on when you cut them up and start using them that you realise how, you know, what a beautiful thing you've created. If you haven't done one, if you've done them, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't done one yet, you'll have to trust me and just have a go. But don't give up halfway through and think, oh, I can't do this, I can't collage, it's not nice. because I think we all think that halfway through. We're like, oh dear, that's not quite what I envisaged. But when you've done a few, you realise that actually once it's being used and cut up and what have you, it turns into something pretty. So I've got a piece there, and I want something a bit more plainer now. It's a bit more muted. I hope I don't want the piece that I've just threw on the floor. Right, this is a piece of Shabby Dabby Doodahs. I can never remember if it's Savile Row or the other one, so I won't say. It's one of Tina's digitals at Shabby Dabby Doodah. Yeah, so it kind of looks to me like it's getting a bit hodgepodge, but I'm ignoring that because I know when I cut it up it'll be completely different. Okay, so that's one done. I pulled it towards me again. I'll have to move the sheet I'm gluing on further away, and you know, so there are big expanses of text. I don't dislike them, but they are places, and it's still quite full on. I think I'll try and do the next one even less. So let's say put the page up there that I'm working on. Is it gluey? No, I did quite well there. I've got the edge off it again so I ain't got the wrinkly bit once I'm stuck on. Yeah, we're not missing anything there with how to look after your lawnmower. Well, it's quite interesting. It's an old-fashioned lawnmower that. People do still use them, but okay, so we're going for some text. I like that with the numbers down it. Some text, some music. Try and use some of these scrappy little bits up then. Some of them are very tiny. Take some of the white off. Yeah, I'm queen of the nibbles today instead of the tears, but that's how it goes sometimes. And still got torn out pieces on my desk. Try not to do that. Something lightish. Oh, that green's quite plain and light. I use this a lot just recently. This is Janie B. It's just such a nice contrast to things. Might have him on a corner. Oops. That's a tag from Janie B that I've printed on the wrong paper, so yeah. Anything else light here? Another piece of the green. Oh, piece of that. Right, let's stick some of these bits down and then we'll put some of the butterfly bits on. Butterfly? Fairy even. I must have been looking at a butterfly when I said that. Right, I'll try and keep in camera now. Full in, instead of just having to look at the corner of my screen. Bang, bang, bang. You can hear how hard I'm gluing. Yeah, there's a cloud coming, so you'll see if it's going dark, you'll see what I mean. It's not cool and it's not going to rain. It's just clouds. And they're moving fairly quickly, so perhaps it's windy out there. I think I'm going in that top corner again with this one. That's what happens, that's why I pull it towards me, because I'm going to that top corner. And then I don't put it back again. And we have some music in this one. Yep. This one's going to come together quickly because I tore a few pieces up first, I think. And once you've already done one, you get into the swing of it. So that was lucky. I don't know what it is about me and throwing things about. Maybe it's because my fingers are gluey again. And give them a quick wipe again. I've said before though, these wet wipes with the Pritt stick don't always help. They sometimes just reactivate what's on your fingers, but I'll try. Okay, what did I do with the bits that were on there waiting to go on then? That's all I had. No, I did a little piece there. Oh yes, I can hear the wind. Great day for drying your laundry by sounds of it. Okay, so I quite like that, and I don't think I'm even going to rip it and make it torn. Let's have some squarish pieces on. I'll give it a different look as well. I mean, you could do these collage sheets with just 5 maybe big pieces, and they'd still look good when you use them to embellish on. Shove that one across there as a straight. I think the edge might need straightening a little, although, where did that go? When they're done they will be, yeah, because that wasn't straight either. Just hang it over. You know, they'll be straightened up when they're dry on the good old chopper. This is quite nice and thick as well. So at the moment, oops, what isn't what I was going to do, is it? At the moment I can't decide whether to back them as they are now before I cut them up, so that the cards and the journal cards, etc., that's the wet one, don't do that, you know, are already backed and just ready to sew and embellish, or whether to do them individually. I'll have to have a think. I mean, it is, I do quite like this dotty. Ooh, that's a piece for the bin throwing itself at me. What do we think? Don't think. How about that? Yeah, my edges turned it the wrong way, but shall I back it? I mean, it does make life easier. Up there. Just gonna have a piece over there, so I don't need to straighten that edge, but I will straighten a tear. I mean, unstraighten. Yeah, that's better. What was I saying? Yeah, it is much easier to do it now. I'm not really wasting much, am I? Just trying to think. I've got, oh, I've got some pages printed off of coffee dyed like digitals, and I think they're here beside me. Shall I go sideways with that? No. I'm sure I was going the other way with that. Yeah, well, I think I'll back the one that I'm stuck to that look. I'll back the one that we've, wipe my hand, just done. The one that's, I've stopped because I'm looking for it drying now, but I don't know what I've done with it. Where did I put it? Can't be far. I must have put it upside down somewhere. Yeah, so if I can find it again. Oh, I've got the glue book to me table now. If I can find it again. Oh, it's right under my nose. It was camouflaged, you see. Yeah, so that one's drying slowly, so maybe we'll put a back on that just so that we can see the finished article before it's cut up. Be dry then when I want to cut it up, won't it? Okay, so come on, Denise, you oh, that close is nice. Procrastinating, I was going to say. Cut round him, I think, and see if I can have two nice pieces out of that. Yeah, still got a nice green piece. Yes, I'm liking. I ditched my glue book for some reason. Here it is. Oh, I know, I was looking for that piece of paper that we've just made, the masterboard paper. So I said this one was going to go quicker. I think what I've just done is relaxed into enjoying doing it. Which way did I have him? Just making that a bit square, isn't it? I'm going to have him down here. Talk about change your mind last minute. Lost my cloth. Didn't take long, did it? There we go. Ooh, a blob of glue there from somewhere. Probably from moving that around constantly. Right, so now we can put a bit of Flower Fairy paper on it. Because I haven't used much of it, have I? There's the bits that I've ripped, printed. Right, this one isn't so much yellowy, is it? I did more than one piece, I know I did. Excuse my arm there constantly. Thinking, excuse me while I rip, thinking I'm going to have a big piece of this on it. A piece that I said tear it the other way because I've got white on that. That I said I wasn't going to use because I'm making yellowy green ones. But this is a bluey pinky greeny one. Have a nice big piece of it up there, do you think? Yeah, I'm going to stick it there because there'll be other things that go on the top of it. I can tell very much the difference in this paper, the thickness of this paper, this real thin copy paper, to the more premium stuff that I like to print the journal pages on. Yeah, so that'll have to be trimmed off. There's a little tiny piece there. That's quite nice, isn't it? It'd be a nice piece to get used up as well. A bit clashy. Got that white, very white edge though. I don't want to nibble at it and make it smaller. I like to use the whole piece. So this scattered straw, is it? Yeah. It's just taking the colour down, but it's not particularly making it look inked, which is the look that I wanted. Okay. Love that I'm using up a few of my scraps as well. Scraps are a funny thing. When you have too many, it plays on your mind, and you do things to get them used up, and when you haven't got any, you feel disappointed because you haven't got any scraps to play with. It's one of those constantly keep creating and using them, and then you've cracked it. Oh, there's some green Flower Fairy. Right, I've got a little patch down there, a little patch up there. I think that just needs something on it, perhaps an embellishment. What did I put on the other one? Big flower, didn't I? Oh, we might get away with a butterfly on that one. Yes, I think we will. It's only a tiny little piece. I'll stick you on in a minute. Now it's just too green. I'm just going to tear a little piece off and maybe put it over here. Just so I've got a piece of it on, because now I've seen it, I want a piece. But we're very blue-green over here. We want something breaking it up a bit. And I'll just put that white over the edge so it's chopped off. That's it. What do I want on there? Shall we bring some yellow in? Shall we just put a square down? I'll put all the nice edges underneath. I'm ripping it. It'll be tiny by the time I've done. but at least it'll have interesting edges. Oh, about sideways on there. I like it. Yeah, I can definitely say this is an excellent relaxing thing to do. Thoroughly enjoyable. If you can, go off and do some now. I won't mind. Video will be here when you come back. Put her on somewhere. Ooh. Yes. Stop asking the question and just do it. As soon as it comes into your brain, stick it on. I know I'm not embellishing, but it just appealed to me. I'm just trying not to cut her through the middle or her head off when we chop her up. That's the only problem with putting things like this on. That's too much like what's done. What about a piece of this? Ooh. Nibble. Am I going? Keep putting the same colours together all the time, don't I? I know I'm thinking about it, but it's just not appealing to me there because of this. About another piece of this. Should we go for an angle again so we're not chopping her? Let me get rid of some of the white if I can. On that straight edge a bit. Still got a bit of a straight edge up there. I don't mind an odd straight edge, I just don't want like right angles really, like there and there. But I'm going to put it down. It might end up not even in the same piece when I cut it, and if it does, I can always put an embellishment on it. Yeah. I often forget to go sideways or at a strange angle. They all seem to be vertical or horizontal and nothing the wrong way round or upside down. Are you covering all that? Yes, you are. Okay, another one done. So again, there are some bigger pieces there, but I think that is a, oops, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. I'm not going to cut that off because I'll goop my scissors up something terrible. Yeah, so there are some bigger expanses there, but when I come to embellish, it means there'll be maybe places that I can. Okay, so let's back this one and then we'll call it a video. Right, now I have these backing pages, digitals, and a couple of them are Artie Mays and a couple of them are Shabby Dabby Doodah, and I don't know which is which. So I'm fairly confident that the coloured one is Shabby Dabby Doodah, but only fairly. So will that fit right in the, yes, but if I don't cut the end off, don't worry, I'm not going to stick it upside down. I know I have been known to. So those of you that know me, just so that you're not worrying, I have remembered they need to go wrong side together. Yeah, so these edges won't be straight, but I did check that I had enough room to put it inside. And that way I'm not going to have any horrible white edges, which I've been known to do. Oh, I hope I left, yeah I did. Yeah, that should be nice on there. So I think that was starting to get sticky, wasn't it? So I'll change it because I don't want to spoil anything now, and then I will use those two for more. Left the lid off my glue for more collage pages. Wow, it's hard to see where I've been with the glue on this busy page and round the tripod. But I think, oh, think I'm getting there. This is going to be a great project for my brayer, where I often did things like this and thought, oh, maybe a brayer would be help. I'm trying to do it with a credit card or bone folder or something like that. Yeah, you can see I'm getting air in it. So if I go from the middle out, I think that's probably the way to get the air bubbles out and stick it well. Oh, I'm working for it today. It's hard to tell with this paper as well, because it's meant to look textured and blotty and stuck. Oh, must have had a sticky edge. So yeah, I'm going to let that dry before I trim round it, and I will trim just slightly into, but I'm pleased to like it. So that's that one, and I'll do the same with this one, and then I'll put a picture on at the end for you to see what they look like cut out. Okay, lovely. So please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, but thank you, just thank you for being here and spending time with me. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you in our community, but more than anything, have a lovely day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.